Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my kids' playroom. They are 2 and 1 years old. So I'm going to show you this room first, and then after that I have a couple of tidbits that I'm going to share from a 1930s homemaking textbook, and then you'll also see me do a cleanup of this room, which I hope will be motivating. So let's get right into it. So we'll start over here. I'm standing in the main doorway to this room. There are 2 entrances, but this is the one that's most convenient. So right away when you walk in on the left, there's a closet here, but I'll save that for last. So over here, just a little lounge chair for reading or whatever. Ivy really likes to climb on this too, so it's good for that. And that's Ivy's little walking cart or whatever it's called, a rolly toy that she pushes. And then we have a shelf here. There's nothing on top. So down here, these are mainly Ember's toys. Honestly, they both play with all the toys in this room, but these are, I guess, the more age-appropriate toys for my 2-year-old. So she's got like a cooking station. She does have more like pots and pans and spoons and things like that, but I don't have them out all at once. It's just kind of to simplify a little bit. So there's that, and then her tea set. And then, so this is like the perfect height for Ember. She can stand at it and kind of like cook. And then down here are the more like baby toys that the baby can reach. So she's got a few things here. Just your typical like baby toys. The doctor kit, that's technically Ember's. They both play with it. And then down here are just some books, some board books. Obviously have more books than this, but I'll show you where those are. And then over here is Ember's like doll area. Her baby doll is actually downstairs right now, but usually it's laying in there. I only have one of her baby dolls up here right now. The high chair and like all her feeding stuff. And again, we have more like of all of this, but I only keep a little bit out at a time just for simplicity's sake. And a little bib there, so that's that. And then this is probably my favorite part of the toy room. It's literally just a big cardboard box. This totally happened by accident when my mom and grandma were visiting. Ember and my grandma, so Ember's great grandma, they started just coloring on this box one day, and it's just kind of snowballed since then. She still draws on it. She likes to crawl in it. It's got the flaps so she can like shut the doors or whatever, and I just have a few stuffed animals in there. So this has literally become like a staple of our playroom. It's just this box. So yeah, who'd have thunk? They always want the box. And then a rocking horse here. And then over here we have like a little craft table or whatever. She does Play-Doh on here, coloring and stuff. And then over here we have a whiteboard, which you'll have to excuse all the markings on it. She got going on it with the washable markers, not the dry erase markers, so I have to like, it'll come off. I just have to work a little harder to clean it, and I haven't done that yet. So yeah, we just do a lot of drawing on here, working on letters, shapes, whatever. I mean, the possibilities are literally endless with this thing. And we've had this, we didn't spend any money on this. Aaron used to use this at work, and they were getting rid of it, so he brought it home, so we hung it in here, and up here is just where I keep like paintbrushes, markers, crayons, and then like the dry erase stuff. And there's just another little chair over there for whatever. So this is the other entrance. In the corner there's Ivy's, whatever those are called. It's like a classic toy. I think every kid has had one of these at one point. And then here's like, I guess the block station, if you want to call it that. So they got these like bigger Duplo size blocks. And then these are my favorite thing of all. These are legit old wooden blocks. These are the real deal. These are like OG building blocks. So they use those too. And these are like magnetic building toys. I'm not sure what they're called. And then these two are really neat. Aaron's grandma made these. Aaron used to play with these when he was a kid. It's just a bunch of little animals and like a few airplanes and stuff, so they can like build jungles or whatever, caves, houses for the animals. So I keep those there. And then that is it. Those are the only toys that I have out in the playroom. In the closet, I do keep like up here, just like Play-Doh supplies. This is all Play-Doh. This is like construction paper, some more art supplies that I just keep up. And then down here are a few more toys that aren't always out. Ember knows where they are, so she can come in and get them if she wants. But vacuum cleaner, toy house, that's a horse stable. This bin is full of dress-up stuff. And then, so up here are all like puzzles. She's got some magnet dolls, flashcards, foam letters, just more things that have pieces. I do restrict their access to that. So Ember has to ask if she wants to do one of these things, or I'll bring it out at any given time or whatever. But they're up there, so they can't just like take them down and throw the pieces everywhere, because they are still just really young. And then here's where the rest of our book collection is. So all the books there, and then Ember's cleaning set. So all of her books, if we want to sit down and read books, we'll go in here and get more books out. So yeah, that's their toy room. So I'm just gonna read a few tidbits out of here that I thought were really good. This is the new first course in homemaking by Maud Richmond Calvert. The copyright date is 1932. I got this on Etsy. I've essentially read this whole book. I just find this so fascinating. So I'm just gonna stop talking and let the book do the talking for me. So I'm just gonna kind of skim. There is a whole section in here about children and their play and choosing their toys. So I'm just gonna kind of go through and read the best parts. So first thing, so in general, toys and play material for small children should do two things: exercise the larger muscles and stimulate the imagination and mental activity. Pretty basic: exercise, imagination, two like key things for children. Only a few well-made, strong, safe, and easily cleaned toys are needed. Too many toys at one time are overstimulating. Poor toys stimulate destructiveness, laziness, and carelessness. A place to keep toys and play equipment is necessary if habits of orderliness and neatness are to be established. So this isn't just about entertaining our kids. This is about teaching them to care for their possessions, to have respect for their belongings, teaching them how to clean up after themselves. This is a whole like broader picture here. And we have agreed that a child should learn to care for his own playthings and other belongings. And then just real quick, it says here, indoor play equipment includes books, blocks, beads, spools, obviously if they're old enough, dolls, horses, autos, crayons, paints, pencils, paper, blackboards, boxes, lids, buckets, basic, other basic household equipment. So I'm not like trying to follow this to a T, but it's definitely been influencing me a lot in how I set up their toy room and how many toys I let them have. This can be a controversial issue. Like, I'm sure there's people out there that might think I'm such a mean mom, like, what, you like get rid of their toys or things like that. I'm not gonna just like get rid of their favorite toys or just get rid of things for the sake of getting rid of them. I know what they play with and what they don't. We used to have more than like twice as many toys as we have now in this room. I have not gotten rid of them yet. They're downstairs right now. I'm kind of doing a little experiment. I want to keep them for a while in case Ember ever asks for something specific. I just want to make sure. So I'm not getting rid of them yet. I'll probably still even keep a lot of those, maybe to do toy rotation, but we'll see. And look, like, I'm not trying to pretend like we are crunched for space here. That's not why I'm doing this. We have a whole separate room to keep toys, and I know that is hard to come by, and I know that we're very fortunate to have this setup. I will say one thing though, there was a time where I always thought, gosh, if we just had more room, if we had a separate toy room or somewhere for the toys to go, the problem would be solved. We wouldn't have toy mess. And I'm telling you, it doesn't solve the problem. It really doesn't. It certainly helps because I can shut the door on this room, but there's still a toy mess that needs to be addressed, or should be, on a daily basis. Otherwise, they're tripping over things and things like that. And back to the whole idea of having too many toys, I've just been giving this a lot of thought. And the last time I was home visiting Wisconsin, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, obviously. And lately, when I've been going home, I've been really making a point to try and ask questions and sort of pick their brains, especially my grandma's, about their childhood or when they were housewives. And one thing that really stood out, the general consensus was that when they were kids, we had one doll and we took care of that doll. That's just the way it was. They didn't have all these toys. They had one toy and they cherished it and they cared for it, and it lasted for years. And nowadays, I notice this with my kids, nothing is sacred or special anymore. And I may be naive in thinking we can recreate that somehow, but I certainly want to try. And I know they're young. My kids are 1 and 2. They are so young, and it's still a learning process. But I guess that's my goal with this, is trying to get them to really appreciate what they have, or have it set up in a way that's manageable for them and have an amount that's manageable. And the more I was thinking about it too, if I can't even keep up with cleaning the toy room and picking up the toys and keeping things organized, how on earth is my 2-year-old ever gonna grasp that if I can't even keep up with it? So that tells me there's just too much. There's so little. Their little minds, they're working and learning, but still they can't quite grasp all of this. It's a lot. And we even experience this as adults when we have too many options, too much clutter. You get overwhelmed. You get just mentally cluttered. That's a real thing. The room is cluttered. Their minds are then cluttered. They're mentally, emotionally cluttered, and that is crowding out their imagination. It's just overwhelmed, and they don't even want to be in here anymore. So that's just my take on all of this. I'm not trying to reflect this on anyone else. These are just my own personal thoughts and observations and experiences that I've had with my kids, and why I am trying to really downsize the toy situation and just keep it manageable for all of us. When I cleaned this room, according to the timestamp on my phone, because I recorded it obviously, it took probably a maximum 15 minutes. And I had not picked up this room in a couple days. It's been at least a few days. I have not been regularly picking up the toys. So that's the high end of what it takes to just get this room back in order. Obviously, if I do it every day, it would take way less than that. So much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the thumbs up button if you did, and also please hit the red subscribe button to see more videos like this. I'd also love to hear your thoughts on the whole toy situation when it comes to your kids. Please feel free to leave a comment below, or if you follow me on social media, you can comment on the post where I share the link to this video. As always, please keep it kind and respectful. There's no judgment here. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! chair for reading or whatever, cart or whatever it's called. I'll rotate it out or whatever. Shut the doors or whatever. Craft table or whatever. Chair over there for whatever those are called. Jungles or whatever. Letters, shapes, whatever. I mean, the possibilities are literally endless.